Welcome to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever seen a horse who could talk? With your host, Louisa Barton, who really wants to be a famous rider. She really loves to ride fast. Presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care.
Truth is, I have horses with people problems.
Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show this week, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, they're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And you may notice we don't have the chairs that people
We get to sit comfortably, and I don't have to sit there and go, why does my belly stick out?
You know, I thought you'd lost 20 pounds this week.
There you go.
We have a great show lineup for you. Unfortunately, we are missing one guest who is on our show lineup. But we have Dr. Adam Cayot from Peterson Smith Equine Hospital, and he is coming to you from HITS, or Horse Shows in the Sun, as it's known, and telling us a little bit about why Peterson Smith is on location there and what their role is and how important it is at that wonderful show facility.
And then we have two segments with the one and only Tik Maynard. The one and only Tik Maynard.
Yes, that's right. Tik's here with us, and he has more titles than me. He wears more hats than me.
which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, he is author, colt starter, trainer, top equestrian, inventor, Canadian. Yeah, we could just keep going, can't we?
Yes, we can.
And he's got very exciting news. He has another book coming out, so really thrilled to tell you all about that. And then also in the studio, we're going to have a visit with Kandee Gee, who was the winner of our wonderful
big old bucket
Christmas
prize
full of all the goodies. And I believe David Saunders, who was coachman to His Royal Highness, will be joining us as well, which we've had him in the studio before, and that's always fun.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to start off with some news and events. One event that is going on right now is extremely saddening, and our hearts go out to everybody that is affected by the LA fires. And obviously we're also very much have in our prayers and thoughts two-leggeds as well as four-leggeds, but we obviously focus on four-leggeds for this show. So we're just going to talk to you a little bit about how you can help horses affected by these fires. And I can tell you that I'm always concerned with weather events that happen here in Florida for horses, because we're not just their voice, but we're their everything. You know, we have domesticated horses and now they need us. And it's a scary situation when you're in these weather events. But in this particular case, I think that fires far outrank the fear of a hurricane for me.
Well, they actually said this fire was just like a hurricane with the winds, except for water wasn't coming at them. It was fire that was coming at them, and fire runs uphill. But firemen they were interviewing said that the fire was actually running down the hill because of the winds.
Yes, exactly. So some information we have for you as far as evacuations, and then also some links here on the screen if you're listening on the radio on 97.3 or on one of our podcasts. Obviously you can't see this information, so please go to Facebook to the Horse Talk Show, or go to Equus Television Network, and you can look at all of this. But there are some Southern California equine emergency evacuation locations that are available. There are also some Los Angeles County Animal Care Foundation, which is for disaster relief. That's a great foundation that is working to help all of these folks that are dealing with this. Also, there is Hold Your Horses Livestock Emergency Evacuation Response Team, and our Facebook, you will find all of the phone numbers and links to all of these groups who are helping people who are trying to evacuate. And then some more, Los Angeles Equestrian Shelter, Hanson Dam Equestrian Center, and the Humane Society of Ventura County as well. Again, all links and phone numbers are on our Facebook. Donations. Fleet of Angels are incredible. Fleet of Angels jump in all the time, and you may give to them and know that this is going to go to help. Fleet of Angels do great work in all of our states that deal with problems. Equestrian Aid Foundation. Oh, is that CPHA Foundation?
Yes, CPHA.
Yes, thank you. Squinting here. Damours Feed and Tack, East Valley Feed and Tack, also places that you can give. Again, on our Facebook for those contact information. And safety tips for horse owners. Pack ID tagged halters, feed, water and first aid. Very important that you tag your horses. If a horse gets spooked by all of this that's going on, they're experiencing smoke, inhalation, fire, you want to make sure that they're tagged.
Use a livestock marker to write contact info on your horse.
I've done that in hurricanes many times.
Right. And
have a trailer ready for immediate evacuation. Make sure your horse is confident about trailer loading already before the event of the emergency.
I think this is just like the hurricanes. Have your trailer ready even if the fire or the hurricane isn't going to come towards you, just in case it switches.
Exactly. Very important tips. Spread awareness. Share our post on Facebook with all this information. Keep up with these organizations through their social media. Share any updates about the LA fires and stay informed and up to date on all of this. And a very, very quick mention is just because we're seeing all of this going on in California does not mean those people in North Carolina are not still suffering in some really cold temperatures, living in tents and dealing with all of that. So please don't forget them, even in our efforts to help those in California. Another mention for our dear friends, Florida Beach Horses, who've been through so much lately. Ashley will be joining us by phone later on from Florida Beach Horses. They've been through so much with between the hurricane problems and then
the
accident they had with the horse trailer that was terrible. Now one of their horses has gone missing, Cloud, and we're going to talk to Ashley about that a little bit later on in the show. Dear sweet horse. Don't forget that January 18th is TT Distributors, Horse and Farrier Supplies Customer Appreciation.
8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
That is 7150 West Highway 40, Ocala. And they've got what, Pete?
Door prizes, 10% off store-wide, raffle, and they will have vendors and the reps for products on site.
Yep, so a good time to be had by all. Go and be appreciated at TT Distributors. We love them. We'll be there. This is Love the Horse Ocala 5K, and this, I think it's been going on for quite a few years now. And it has Peterson Smith, Equine Hospital and Complete Care, has actually partnered up with two other very reputable equine hospitals here in Marion County, and they are all doing Love of the Horse Ocala 5K, and that is on
February 1st.
Yep, and that's
Saturday,
just around the corner. Can you
yes,
believe that?
It is.
So get involved with Love of the Horse. It's a great foundation, a good cause, and 3 wonderful veterinary hospitals in the horse capital all getting together for that. And then, can you believe it? We're only a month from Valentine's Day. How did that happen? Seems like we were just in Thanksgiving. The Green Pharmacist has got some great special packages for Valentine's Day for you. You can get one of these goodie boxes put together for your Valentine, and whether you want products for 2-legged or 4-legged, it's a great special, and you can order now online from the Green Pharmacist for Valentine's Day. And what better way but to put good health into the hands of someone you care about, whether it's for their horse, for their dog, or for them. You know what that means.
That's the Winnie. That means we have completed the first segment of the second show of this year.
That's right. And we really hope that you like the new studio. When Tik joins us in a little while after Dr. Cayot, you'll get to see a bit more of it. So stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of the first half of the Horse Talk Show, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And our television broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms. Also, thank you to our supporting sponsors, DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Piranha Animal Health, Pat Myers Electric, Florida HVAC Services, Ocala Dog Ranch, Wide Automotive, and Reach Video Production. This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference. The team of professionals at Equifence of Florida specialize in equestrian fencing, offering great communication, quality fencing, and all done in a timely manner. Reliable service with horse safety in mind all the time. Also offering customized residential, vinyl, wood, aluminium, and chain link fences services. Equifence of Florida, quality fencing done right to keep your animals safe. For more information, find Equifence of Florida on Facebook now. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second segment of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, they're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Bart.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
So for those of you who have heard of horse shows in the sun or hits, we were out there the other day and we had a chance to visit Dr. Adam Cayot, who's out there for the entire season, which goes from December to March 23rd. And it was a little chilly, it was a little cool. And later, not this show, but at some point, we have a really fun blooper for you. So Isaac rides around quite often when he is filming either for his company, Reach Video Productions LLC, or when he's filming for us, he rides around a lot on a one wheel. And I've actually tried to get on it, and clearly I have zero balance because actually I feel challenged now because I feel like I need to try again, but better. Because I said to Dr. Cayot, have you ever been on one of those? And he's like, no. I said, well, try it.
Oh, no.
So, no, he hopped straight on and took off.
Oh, okay.
Made a total fool of me. I was like, why can't I do that? So now I feel challenged. There's something that I need to try again. But HITS is an incredible facility for horsemen and wonderful place to compete at any level. And we just got a chance to talk to Dr. Cayot, who's actually the vet out there for the entire season. So,
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, here he is. Louisa Barton here for the Horse Talk Show and the CEP's Equine Initiative. And we are at HITS, also known as Horse Shows in the Sun. And I am visiting here with Dr. Adam Cayot from Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care at their location that is here at HITS for the season. Dr. Cayot, thanks for being with us again.
Welcome, pleasure to be here.
Beautiful day.
Yeah, nice now.
It's like a perfect
It's a
day,
little
isn't it?
chilly this morning. It's been chilly all week, but yeah, it's warmed up nice
How
now.
cold was it this morning when you arrived?
Cold enough that I didn't want to get out of my truck. It's cold, but it wasn't as cold as it was yesterday. God, yesterday was awful cold.
It was terrible. This is fantastic having this here. So HITS is Horse Shows in the Sun has been in the Ocala area for over 40 years and professional circuit of incredible shows that they do here. They call it the Horseman Show here because it really is a place that you can come in really, and at any level you're at, you can show and compete and school. Incredible environment for these horses to be in, beautiful facility. Peterson Smith, you are here for the season, which actually goes December to March 23rd, and a lot going on here. A lot of folks, as I was driving in, a lot of horses arriving and a lot of great stuff going on for this season. Share with us a little bit about why you're here and why Peterson Smith is here for this.
Well, you know, this is our fourth year of being here, and it's been really great for us. I kind of grew up in this, in this background, in this world, the hunter jumper world, and so I just not naturally kind of gravitated toward this when HITS came to us and approached us to be the veterinarians here. It was kind of a natural fit for me, and I was happy to do it, and it's been great. HITS is a great great place for all levels of horses. You know, a lot of people will bring their younger horses here because it's a little bit more relaxed environment, and the young horses really do well in an environment like this. But as far as why I'm here, it's just the area is more and more sport horse centered. Peterson Smith wants to be in the forefront of all types of equine medicine, but certainly we want to know that, you know, we have a sport horse faction that's top of the line. And so when we can get ourselves and get our practice in front of these people and do well by their animals and by the medicine that we provide, then that works well for the whole practice as a whole. So we're happy to do it. We're here every day, that from the time the horse show starts till the last horse goes around the course, and Tuesday through Sunday. And so you know, it's worked out great. It's been a great relationship between the horsemen, the show people, hits itself, and you know, I've even carried this on. I've gone to this past summer I went to Vermont and did, you know, several weeks up there at their horse show, and then I did the year before last I went to Chicago for a few weeks and did their horse shows, because they have horse shows during the summer all over the country. And so it's just worked out really nice, and it's just been a great relationship, and we hope to continue to go forward.
Now, how many years have you been working with show horses as a veterinarian? I don't want to tell anybody how old you are, but you know, because you look a lot younger.
I mean, you know, as Ocala has evolved, I've been here 24 years. So as Ocala has evolved, it was very heavy racehorse centered when I got here, and as it's evolved, it's become more. Certainly the racehorses are still a big deal here in Ocala, but there's been more disciplines that have come in, and you know, I would say that my horse show centric practice is probably, you know, within the last 10 years has started, you know, kind of going that way. So, you know, like I said, it's kind of my bread and butter that I'm just familiar with. I've known it all my life pretty much. And so,
it's really your
just
passion too.
just a natural fit. Yeah.
You shared with me before in interviews how important it is and how rewarding it is to you that when one of your patients actually improves in their abilities to show and compete due to some treatment that they've worked with you on, that to you is one of the most rewarding things about being a veterinarian, is just seeing what you can do to make a horse better and healthier and obviously perform better.
Right. Those are our victories, you know, so to speak. So certainly don't always win, but when we do, we try to. We certainly try to. And you know, we try our best at it. So when that happens, it's extremely rewarding. Yeah.
So when you're here, entire time the show's going on, so 6 days a week, you're available here for all sorts of different
things.
Concerns. Anything, whether it be an emergency or even a maintenance type of visit.
Well, yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, things that just yesterday morning, they called me. I was leaving the house and coming this direction, and they called me, and a horse had kicked through the stall and had its leg up over through the bars, up over the stall, into the other stall. So its hind leg is in the stall. The rest of the horse is in its stall.
Oh my gosh.
You know, anything can happen, but that's rare. Luckily that doesn't happen, but just to give you an example, that horse ended up being all right. But, you know, pre-purchase exams, we do a lot of those here. Obviously lameness exams or those sorts of things. And then, you know, hopefully you don't get the sick horse or anything like that, but colics. I mean, you see the full gamut that you would see in you know, in your regular practice. It just is concentrated in one spot, and so that kind of makes it nice, because I'm not driving all over everywhere for that, but that does make it nice. But pretty much anything that you could see aside from breeding or you know, full baby stuff that you know, obviously you're not going to have any of that here, but pretty much anything else goes.
Anything else. And that's fantastic, really, because a lot of people shipping in from other places, God forbid they would have a symptom or something, you would be right here to address that right away, like a spike fever or something, or in the weather changes that we're having, obviously colics are something we see. How great that you're right here, you're close by. If a horse coming from a different climate should have an issue, upon arrival. You're right here,
Right.
so that's fantastic.
No, it
as
makes
well.
it nice. And I got a nice facility here in this little barn, and you know, I got a couple stalls that I can set up and monitor the horses if need be. And then I have pretty much all the niceties of home, you know, and you know, I got stuff that I can do. Obviously the lab stuff we still send out and all that stuff, but you know, I can still do, you know, Alpha 2 stuff here, and I can do all kinds of things. So
everything you need right here with Dr. Adam Cayot. He's from Peterson Smith Equine Hospital. He's here for the hit season and he's at your service. I think that's fantastic. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and the CEP's Equine Initiative. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of the first half of the Horse Talk Show, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And our television broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms. Also, thank you to our supporting sponsors, DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Piranha Animal Health, Pat Myers Electric, Florida HVAC Services, Ocala Dog Ranch, Wide Automotive, and Reach Video Production.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at seminolefeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care seeks to be a leading international veterinary practice that provides state-of-the-art veterinary care to their patients while fostering professional relationships with their clients that stand the test of time. For 24/7 and the best in equine care, check out Peterson and Smith at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now for more information. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hey, this is Buck Brannaman. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms. They're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And please comment if you like the new studio.
Yes.
We'd love to hear from you about your thoughts. I think it makes you look thinner. And speaking of thinner, we have Tik Maynard with us. Tik, it's lovely to have you back.
Thank you. I love being here. The studio looks great. I love the background. I love the chairs.
Thank you.
Love being with you guys.
Thank you. Well, you
I like
know
your
this.
cowboy hat.
I know. Did you all see this? Turn your head. Yep. See that? It's pretty cool. Isn't it? You don't know this, but you were actually on the show last week.
Perfect.
Perfect.
You were, because we had a pre-recorded segment when we came out and chatted to you.
Go.
And so you don't even know, sometimes we're making you famous, you're not
So
even
I'm 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, you are.
Amazing.
I know, it's pretty cool, because when I said, I think it was Kylie when I said, yeah, Tik's going to be on the show, and she's like, oh, is it the next segment? No, for real. Tik's going to be here, the real Tik.
So what's Tik doing here?
Well, he actually was coming with Noelle Floyd.
Oh, okay.
And we were going to chat to both of them, but you know, we're good with this. We're celebrating.
I got the logo.
Yeah, we're
right,
celebrating her when she's not even here. So unfortunately, she's not feeling very well, so she didn't join us, and we appreciate that because we don't want to catch anything right now because we do know a lot of people who aren't feeling very well. So, but we're going to talk to Tik.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about. Kylie asked me what the topic was, and I said horses.
Okay. That's new for this show, isn't it?
That's a good start, though, isn't it?
That's a good start.
So you're connected with Noelle. The reason that you and Noelle were coming together is you actually work together on content and things for. So let's do a shout out for Noelle anyway, because I've studied her a lot. I follow her a lot on social media and all her different amazing activities that are all about the horse.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves. What does Noelle do?
Yes, there you go. She's got a lot of hats as well, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I wish she was here to speak for herself, but she sort of through coincidence, we both grew up in Vancouver in British Columbia, so we have that in common. And where we grew up is more of a show jumping place, not so much eventing, not so much Western. And similar to how I did, when she got into her 20s, she went off and she became a working student in Europe, I think in Germany. And at the time, she kept a blog going. And that, over the course of, I don't know how long, 10 or 20 years, that sort of made its way from being just a blog to being a magazine, to being a website, to being sort of like a social media empire, to now the website that she has, which has all kinds of master classes, videos, educational content. And now we're in the middle of, and this is something that I'm getting involved in with her, which I'm really excited about, is content that has more of like a documentary feeling to it. A lot of the educational content is something that you'd sit down with to watch over like a coffee and you'd take notes, but we're trying to get into something more where you could sit down with a glass of wine and watch it with your husband or wife that doesn't really know so much about horses. So we're trying to kind of like bring more people in.
It's interesting you say that because, and I love that because part of my role in my day job with the chamber, with the CEP, is to bring in the world that doesn't know about horses. And that's what we do all the time with our meetings and our groups with the chamber, is bring in people that don't know as much, whether they have somebody in their family or not that's connected. And they learn a lot from equine 101s and visits to farms and venues. And a lot of them have now got horses or got involved in the horse world in some way, or become friends with horse people and started riding and have taken
or
such
changed
a
their
big
business
step.
to
To cater
people.
to horse people, or learn about what they need to know about horses in order to go and work on a farm doing
Speaking
what
about
they do.
stopping at farms, we haven't stopped at your farm for an equine meeting.
When are we going to do that?
There we go. We got a new meeting.
We're actually at HITS this week, which is great.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we'll be at Sean Wardley's and we'll be at Linda Pirelli's. So we've actually got some great locations booked for the next few months, which is awesome. But it's a real wonderful way to get people into it in a non-intimidating way. And I think that, on Saturday mornings when this airs, hi Saturday morning people, by the way, we love you on 97.3 The Sky. I have people stop me, especially since my truck was wrapped, thank you Smash Wraps, 20 times at least a day, and say we always listen on The Sky. And some of them I say, oh, that's great, what kind of horse do you have? And they say, well, actually I don't have one, but I'm learning because I'd really like to have one. And I think, isn't that cool?
That's great.
And so we always try and stay in a place where, even if we talk about something a little bit more advanced in horsemanship, we try to backtrack it and make it understandable.
So you're helping her with content.
Yeah. Really trying to get involved with not only content that I'm helping, put out there, teaching some of the stuff that I know, but also trying to come up with ideas to include other people, people that we want to interview or people that we want to have teach their method. It's not set up with sort of one person's way. It's got a lot of different instructors on it, a lot of different ways of doing things. And that's one of the things I love about it.
I'm a huge fan of that, because I think if you really listen and learn from each person, you'd be amazed how many things you can actually put together from all of that and learn. It's incredible to me. I love the diversity of that. More the better, right?
Yeah.
And that's fantastic. Because everybody's had different experiences with horses throughout their lives. If you think about it, you've probably experienced things that Tik hasn't, and I've probably experienced things, and especially being, you grew up here mostly.
No, I grew up out of the horse industry. My dad was in the military, so we traveled all the time, and we never got into horses.
That's right. You were older. You were in your 30s, but you've been in America mostly.
When I started with the horses, but yes,
mostly America. Mostly, at least, started off in Canada. And I started off in England. So we got three completely different beginnings. So you've had different experiences, I've had, and you've had, and you put all that together, and you could hear some stories that we've all, gone through in our lives.
I want to know how at 18 you got into horses. That's for a guy. That's feels like from a military background and 18. Tell me that story.
I wanted to go to vet school.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do zoo animals.
Yeah.
So we went to the vet school and said, what should my major be?
Yeah.
Rhinos. Is that what you wanted your major to be? Rhinos?
No. So they said you should go animal science so you get large animal experience.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be the greatest animal trainer, period, of all time.
Yeah.
And do tigers and lions and bears for movies. So we went to animal science, and they said, well, you got to pick an emphasis on a species, and I picked the horse because you train it the most. But then I ended up getting a beef, dairy. I had one class to get my dairy also, and swine.
Whoa.
So
did you ever do lions and tigers and bears?
I did do tigers.
No way.
Yeah.
Have you ever trained a tiger?
I went and helped a guy at the circus.
No way.
Got to bring him
You
down.
need to come in more often.
Wow.
I didn't know all this.
Yeah. Where was this circus?
It was a circus that traveled and was in D-Land during the summer or the winter.
Yeah.
And I would go down there and got to meet him, and I actually got to go in with a full-grown tiger.
Why do we not have photos and videos of
Yeah,
it?
this is
I
incredible.
I have pictures. I'll have to pull them out somewhere.
Wow.
Yes.
So after that experience, did you ever want to keep going with tigers or lions or
Well,
bears?
that was my parents were really proud when I did go to vet school because I didn't have the grades.
Yeah.
That I was going to join the circus after I got my degree. So they were really.
Well, you sort of are in the circus, you know.
Right,
Sorry, B. You kind of got your dream come true.
Oh, okay.
Here you are.
There you go. But yes, I did get to do stuff in the circus during a performance, and
Really?
oh yeah, so I had a stick that sent them down into the thing, and then when they loaded them back up, I would push them all the way up to the next cage and shut them.
No way.
And I got attacked by a yearling.
A yearling tiger?
Yes.
Not a yearling horse.
Got grabbed by the back of the head.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
No way. Badly hurt?
I didn't. I looked at him and he had me by the head. They got the pressure of a German Shepherd or more. And so I said, well, he goes, what would you do with a dog? And I said, I'd grab him by the scruff and throw him to the ground. And he goes, go ahead. So I did. And the tiger stopped trying to go after me.
Wow.
So here we are learning. We need Tik to come
was
in
gonna
the studio
say, this
more
isn't-
often because we're learning all sorts of things about Dancing Pete Rhoda that we didn't know.
There you
That's
go.
amazing. Well, we're going to have another segment with Tik, so we're going to talk a bit more about horses when we come back, by the way, so stay with us. Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. DAC, it makes a world of difference. The Equine Performance and Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
Cut through the noise and distinguish your business with a custom vehicle wrap from Smash Wraps. Get noticed with eye-catching vehicle wraps that showcase your brand's identity and earn you more business. If you're looking for a custom-designed vinyl wrap for horse trailers, box trucks, cars, or pickup trucks, for a single fleet vehicle, or for 100, no job is too big for the Smash Wraps team. Make your appointment to set your business apart today. Find us on social media or at smashwraps.com. And remember, don't just wrap it, smash wrap it.
This show was brought to you in part by TT Distributors, dedicated to bringing their customers the largest selection of quality horse supplements, products, and farrier supplies in Florida at affordable prices. Also online at ttdistributors.com.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever heard of a horse that can talk? Listen to this. With your host, Louisa Barton. She's literally in love with every horse. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. She's back in the saddle again. And now here's your host,
Pretty.
Louisa Barton. She's a Brit, she's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
I'm Tik Maynard, and you're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Welcome back to the second half of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, they're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And this is Tik Maynard. And we've actually been chatting, we've got a little off track with Pete's experience with zoo animals, which is interesting. The things you learn when you have, this is what Tik does. This is what Tik does. Tik brings out things you do. When we've chatted, when we've done interviews with you, even at your farm, when we've been at Copperlight, you do. You bring out things. You make people think, and you make people open up and talk. And I have a feeling that's what you do with horses.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good observation. So for the people that missed it on the break, we learned about cockatoos and tigers. And my favorite quote here from Dancing Pete Rhoda that these guys missed from the break is that what you learn from one animal or one species, you can apply it to another animal or another species, probably sometimes directly and sometimes a little indirectly, but to kind of understand that, I love that. It makes me want to learn more about parrots and tigers and other animals. That's amazing.
Yeah, that is interesting, but that is what you do, and that's interesting that you say that because you do that with people to horses. And everything I read about Noelle Floyd, because like I said, I followed her for years and years and shared her. She's always got fantastic information posts and all of that. Mm-hmm. And I've shared lots of stuff of hers on social media and followed her magazine and all of that. And I didn't realize you two's, business relationship, but mm-hmm. I knew you obviously were connected. Mm-hmm. But her story is really interesting because where it starts out is her being like a journalist and photographs and being at all these different horse shows, meeting all these incredible horse people, and then just really having such a deep understanding like you do about the love of the horse, and how, when I think about over the last 100 years, how much our relationship with the horse has changed. Sometimes I see photos on social media in different places where horses are in mines and pulling plows and transporting milk and all these different jobs and fighting in wars and all that. And I think where we've come today with horses and our relationship with horses and how we act around them and how that affects them, I think about people like you, Noelle, Dancing Pete, people who do horsemanship, mm-hmm. as it's been known for so long. The importance of what you bring out of, you bring it out of people, but I've seen you bring it out of horses. When I very, very first met you at the Ocala Jockey Club many years back, I don't know what year that was, I know it was a long time ago, and you were working with a horse in a circle out there, and you said, come join me. And I just watched your horse just know exactly what you wanted and needed, and I watched your horse want to be with you and what you brought out. And so I think that's really interesting, and that makes sense that you and Noelle would be connected because that's her love of the horse.
And now I'm going to push him the way he just pushed me on the interviews. Is we have this book that you wrote 5 years ago?
Well, I started writing it in 2008, and it was just a kind of some articles that I wrote for a magazine, and then that continued on for 4 or 5 years, and then there was a little bit of a lull in the writing, and then in 2016, I got in contact with the publishers, and we decided to kind of collect those articles and make them into a book, and then expand it as well. Tie them together and expand it. And the book was published in 2018. Okay. So what are we now? 2025. So it's already 7 years ago now.
In the middle are the horsemen.
Yeah.
So okay, that means I must have met you in about 2015.
Yeah, I think so.
And then you did The Road to the Horse, and then I've heard you have another book coming out.
Yeah, so I'm working on a book right now, which is, for the most part, about the preparation for Road to the Horse and going through that experience. And that's the title and the cover that we have there on the screen. Our title right now is Starting in the Middle, and that's the cover right now. And I say right now because I haven't actually finished this book yet. So this is like our working title and our working cover. The publishers, Trafalgar Square Books in Vermont, they've actually started selling copies of this book already, even though I haven't finished it yet. So the pre-orders are actually available on Amazon and through their company's website to buy. And meanwhile, I'm at home getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and trying to madly, finish this book before the kids get up at 6 o'clock and come jump on me, and then I take them to school. So I'm getting up, almost every morning pretty early now to work on that for an hour or sometimes longer when I can fit it in. And then what'll happen is then I'll go to the publishers, and they'll do an edit, and then they'll send it back to me, and I'll have to very, very quickly do a second draft, and then depending on the timeline and how long it takes us, maybe even a third draft. And then we'll have to get the layout of the book done. We'll have to get some blurbs for the back of it, and then we'll have to arrange to have it printed, and then have it arranged to be shipped. And then our goal, which is, we're cutting it close now, but our goal is to have it be released at Road to the Horse 2025.
You better hurry up.
So end of March. It's 2.5 months from now. Yeah, it's coming up really quick. Every day just kind of flies by.
So you're going to defend your title.
Yeah, I mean that's
yeah.
that's a really, it's a very easy thing to say, and I think about it sometimes in those terms as well. But really, I'm trying very, very hard not to think of it as defending my title and just going in there to do, like as if it's my first time, as if I'm the underdog, as if I'm just going to for the experience. I'm trying to avoid putting that pressure on myself as thinking of it as defending a title.
And it's great that you're going to go back for a second time, right? So I'm actually going to get you a gift right now.
Oh, amazing.
Well, maybe I am.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. We have goodie bag for you.
I don't know if you know this, but I love gifts.
Well, do you? Well,
Yes,
that's why
I
we
know
love
that.
giving them. So we have all sorts of piranha goodies for you here.
Oh,
Shine,
piranha.
baby,
That's
shine.
great.
And Zero
But
bite.
the best part
No way.
Yes,
is
way.
the official
Is
Horse
this-
Talk
this-
Show. Yeah, you can brush your hair with that dandy brush.
It's a dandy.
Look at this.
Well done.
I've heard you say it
Dandy
enough
brush.
times.
It's a dandy brush, and now on your
Yeah.
travels, everywhere you go, you can take pictures with it in all the different places. and
So at
tag
Road
it.
to the Horse, when you're brushing your horse.
I could have this right on there. And I love how this is engraved
Isn't that
right
nice? Yes.
right into this.
Yes.
You can
they do
feel
that
the
at Western
sort of-
Ivy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
isn't that nice?
I don't know if I want to use this on a horse. I think it's going to go on the shelf at home. Like a little.
We'll have to get him a second one so he can take it to Road to the
I
Horse.
know, there you go. You need. We can definitely give him a second one to take with him for sure. You can have one at home and one on the road. But yeah, we love to get tagged. When we travel with it.
So are you setting yourself up for the next one?
For Road to the Horse, is it your question, how am I preparing for that?
Yeah.
Well, I've started doing some clinics with various people. Some of them you probably know, Glenn Stewart, Martin Black. There's a Raynor Tom Pearson. I don't know if you know him. Jake, obviously I'm going to be working with Jake again. Nick Rivera is coming down from Wisconsin for about a month and a half beforehand. He's my
we'll
pen
have to get
wrangler.
him on the show again.
Yeah. And then I'll be watching previous years. There's some books that I've been reading about colt starting. Just trying to get in the right mindset, pick people's brains. And then what I did last year, which I think was a really helpful thing to do, is I was trying to get out of my comfort zone as much as possible for sort of the year leading up to it. And then the last 3 weeks, sort of from March 1st to the last weekend in March, is I tried to get all the other voices out of my head, not take any more lessons at that point, not be trying to learn any new things, but really try to get back to incorporating all those new things and then going back to my style, doing it my way.
Exciting. Looking forward to that. We've just down to less than a minute right now, so we got to wrap things up. But Tik, thank you for coming in and being with us. I'm sorry we didn't get to meet Noelle this time. Hopefully there'll be another opportunity.
She really wanted to be here, and I think we can probably set something up in the future. She'd love to meet both of you.
Oh, I would love to meet her. She's somebody I've followed and admired so much, like I do you. So thank you for being with us.
Thanks very much for having me.
We're going to add Kandee Gee in here in a minute with us, and we're excited to have her back with us on the show again. And she was the winner of our bucket full of goodies, so we can't wait to share how she won that, the photograph, the little story behind that, and lots more good stuff. So make sure you stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. We'll be back in just a minute. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of the second half of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet. And our television broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms. Thank you also to our supporting sponsors, Equine Performance Innovative Center, TT Distributors, Equifencer Florida, the Florida Horse Park, Smash Wraps, The Green Pharmacist, Horse Vans, Royal Blessing Rescue, and MV Equestrian LLC. The team of professionals at Equifence of Florida specialize in equestrian fencing. Equifence of Florida, quality fencing done right to keep your animals safe.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed.
Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
My name is Dr. Natalie Solomon. I formulated Equigreen with cutting-edge science and technology alongside the passion that is represented by a lifelong love of horses. I created a product that I would trust for my horses because they deserve nothing but the best for their bodies. Horses rely on us to take care of them, to love them, to respect them. This is how Equigreen came to life. Equigreen, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
This is Charlotte Cannon, and you are listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our TV broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we have a special guest here in the studio with us, Kandee Gee. We're so happy to have her here with us. You haven't been on the show for a bit, Kandee?
Couple times.
Couple times, yeah. In the last...
Happy to be here again.
Yes,
Yes.
lovely.
Yes.
You've really, you've done some really exciting things lately. I'm going to share a little bit of that. But one of the most exciting things is winning this bucket.
Winning the bucket.
Winning the bucket.
Winning the bucket.
To win
And
the
listen,
bucket.
I'm going to tell you something. This was not an easy win. We had between 84 and 88, I think, altogether entries into this competition. I'm going to tell you something. There was some really, really hot competition. We had miniatures from Gentle Carousel. We had some little minis from Royal Blessing Rescue that were adorable. We had some really good
setups that people did.
Gosh, they were honestly, if I could have had them all win, there wasn't a single entrant that didn't deserve to be placed, honestly, in incredible, beautiful horses. But
I'm honored.
Yes, you there was a couple of things. So one of them was that the photograph was gorgeous. The decoration, the people,
the elves.
We're sharing it now, the elves,
the
horses, the whole Ocala element. Sorry, we are a little biased here in Ocala, the horse capital of the world. The Ocala element, the dear, wonderful
mayor was in the back.
Mayor ever that we've ever had, Mayor Kent Gwynn. And his wife, Sandra, just absolutely, even the red muck bucket, because I was going to lend them a muck bucket, but it was going to be pink. So even the red muck bucket, I mean, everything. The horses look so beautiful. It was just such a gorge. And also then to be in the Ocala Christmas Parade, I think it's the first time you've ever done that.
It's the first time I've ever done it, absolutely. And first time those boys have ever done it. And so I was very, very, very proud of them. Yes.
Amazing undertaking, really. It's
yeah.
a lot.
It was a lot. You know, getting decorated, getting the horses ready, getting everybody up there. And, you know, we had a few interesting things along the way. You know, we lost part of our crew.
Uh-oh.
Who got trapped and stuck somewhere, right?
They got stuck, but that was fine because we managed, and they did great. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. And, you know, there was a lot going on. There was a lot of people. How much? 60, 70,000 people?
Yes.
There was a lot of people. And there
Downtown in the dark.
Downtown in the dark.
Downtown in the dark.
Wait. Following the police officers.
Following the police officer. And you know what was behind us?
The fire trucks.
Seven fire trucks. And I will tell you, I am so proud of those two boys. You know, they're part of my 4 in hand. I drive 4. And they're part of the 4. We'll be showing them in a couple of weeks. The 4 will be out at Grand Oaks in a couple of weeks. And I'm just so proud of them because fire trucks for 45 minutes.
Now, you recently showed at West,
It's a big deal.
right?
Yes, I did.
You did show at West.
did.
Yes, you did. And that, we have borrowed a little amazing show video there from you off your social media, but that has to have been wonderful.
You know what? It really was wonderful, especially Dave in his tuxedo.
Wow.
Yeah, let's talk about Dave for a minute. Because that's a great story we've shared on air before.
Well, I'm talking about my Dave.
Oh, your Dave. Yeah, there's two
my
Daves.
Dave was yeah.
Ah,
was in the
Dave the husband.
Was in the carriage. Yeah, every night he had to wear a tuxedo because after 6 o'clock you go formal.
Nice.
So because they were nighttime classes. But yes, my trainer is David Saunders, and he was the personal coachman for His Royal Highness Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth for 20 years. So now he's the personal coachman for Queen Kandee.
I love that. That is so great. Isn't that such an amazing honor, though, to have somebody that did all that with the royals?
People don't realize how incredibly knowledgeable he is. I mean, he's just done this since he was 13 or something. And just his amazing knowledge and what I gained from him every time we're together is pretty extraordinary. And so, I mean, I'm the only person in the country currently that we know that drives a four-in-hand Gypsy Vanners. And so I get recognition from a lot of Gypsy Vanner folks, but I can't show at Gypsy Vanner shows because I have no competition. So I show at other shows. We're planning on going to Prairie du Chien this year in Wisconsin, which is one of the biggest, nicest pleasure shows. And we've got 2 shows coming up in a couple of weeks, and we'll be taking the 4 out there. So, we're excited about that. But yeah, working with David Saunders has been just a delight. And besides him being a great horseman, his British humor.
Oh, we've experienced it.
We sure have.
We had a few comments that we don't know how we were going to respond on air, and then it got worse when we got off the air.
So but it was so much fun because he is fun, and the knowledge is amazing. He even shared with me one day, and it may have been, I think it may have been the day he was on the show, but he even shared with me being in the carriage with, let me see if I remember this right. I think he was in the carriage with Nancy Reagan, and I think he said Ronald Reagan and the Queen were actually on horses cantering up behind him.
Outriders.
Yes, and how on earth? I mean, that experience alone, the Reagans and then of course Prince Philip was in the carriage as well.
And being part of Diana's wedding, I mean, I know.
The history is just the stories. You could just go on forever. I mean, just the stories are amazing, and the royals.
And now he's with Queen Kandee. So I mean,
he's gone up in the world.
Right, he's moved up. I mean,
how much better does it get?
I know it doesn't.
So
I was just thinking for our listeners, because we were talking to Tik Maynard about how we love making sure our listeners know. We have a few minutes left of this segment, so before we just go through this wonderful bucket on air, Gypsy Vanners, they're an amazing breed.
I will tell you, I used to own and show saddlebreds. I did for 13 years. Very different type of breed. And I was out of horses for many years. And when I decided to get back in, I wanted to find a breed that wasn't quite so high-spirited because I hadn't ridden in a long time. And I found this breed. And my first one was his name, actually, his barn name, he came as Big Sexy. That's how we became Big Sexy Stables. But he was amazing, and the amazing connection that we had. And I could get on him bareback, no halter, no lead line, nothing. He'd go anywhere I wanted to go. He'd do anything I wanted to do. And all of the ones that I have now, and I have 7, which is going down to 6 because I sold one. I know. And so... But
they're wonderful.
Well, see, I always thought the name of the farm was from your husband.
I've always said I'm really lucky because I've got 2 Big Sexies.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
So
your prize. So this is a wonderful prize because there's some great goodies in here.
Lots of goodies.
Oh, there's lots of goodies in here. So there is a bottle of Piranha in here, Legacy, which I personally love the Legacy. It's fantastic. You've got a hoof pick, a brush, a comb, you've got the wonderful Piranha mitt, which is fantastic. You've got the one and only
Dandy
fantastic brush. Dandy Brush Horse Talk Show logo here. Sweat scraper, of course, a piranha funnel.
And the best part of it,
Yes, let's just
you
get to the
have
best
this
part of it.
Seminole gift card, a TNT gift card,
TT Distributors gift card, Seminole gift card, these are
and
$25 each.
Larson Hay, $100 gift card.
Yes,
we love that.
Yeah,
Betsy
so-
and Sergio, thank you.
That's right, Idaho's finest alfalfa. So you've got hay.
Use them all the time.
All the time. Well, you're a good customer. We thank you for that. And then these goodies as well, so you can stock
That's
up
great.
on all sorts of wonderful things.
I thank you for that.
Yeah, so it's a wonderful prize.
And thank you for
congratulations.
showing everyone all my beautiful gypsy vanners, because they are really a remarkable breed.
They're remarkable, and you're remarkable.
And most,
by the way.
thank you, sweetheart. Most of them I've had since they were babies, and so I've done all this natural horsemanship stuff when they were younger, and they're so easy to train, and they listen. They just do what you want. I mean, 7 fire trucks. Okay.
That's incredible.
45 minutes, 7 fire trucks.
Bless you. You did an amazing job. Thank you for jumping in and taking care of Kent Gwynn. We got to wrap this segment up. Kandee Gee, thanks for being with us. We love her dearly.
Thank you
She's
for the
amazing.
goodies. Glad to
And
be
she's
here.
worth following. She's got some great stuff going on. And David. We'll be back in the Horse Talk Show. Stay with us. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of the second half of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet. And our television broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms. Thank you also to our supporting sponsors, Equine Performance Innovative Center, TT Distributors, Equifencer Florida, the Florida Horse Park, Smash Wraps, The Green Pharmacist, Horse Vans, Royal Blessing Rescue, and MV Equestrian LLC. Ocala Dog Ranch offers a variety of services for your dog, including agility training, barn hunt training, board and train, boarding long and short term, daycare, day training, dock diving training and competitions, disc dog, swimming lessons and pool rentals, lure coursing and obedience training classes. Check out Ocala Dog Ranch at ocaladogranch.com. Ocala Dog Ranch is your home away from home for your dog and more.
This show was brought to you in part by TT Distributors, also online at ttdistributors.com.
Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
The Pat Myers Electric team is ready to jump in and help keep your horses safe for all your current barn needs.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hello, I'm Chris Cox, and you're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the final segment of the Horse Talk Show for this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thanks to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
We are going to start out with Dancing Pete Roder's Horsemanship Tip of the Week.
Dancing Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complementary Horsemanship. This tip is sponsored by WildlifeWorksLLC.com for your unwanted wild critters removal.
Brought to you by Wildlife Works, in case you have any critters that you don't need or want, that you didn't adopt or buy, that are residing at your home and you would like them to go away.
Tip of the week is release when they move, not wait until they move. So a lot of times when I'm teaching, this comes up over and over again, and I go, were you going to follow through? And they go, well, I stopped because he moved. And I said, yeah, but were you going to follow through and touch him or do what you needed to do? And they go, well, no, he moved. And I said, so you're waiting for him to move. So the horses can tell the difference between I'm waiting for you to move and I'm begging you, and hey, I'm going to be fair, but I'm going to follow through. And then, oh, you moved before I got there to touch you, so I'm going to put my stick back down. That changes the game. And I've got a student today, we were going over that over and over and over, and she was like, it makes sense, but why can't I do it? So I said, well, it's easier to build a fire than it is to take one out. So some people can touch them without a second thought and they go way too fast. The hardest part is it slides. So it's 1 second you might have to touch them. The next second you just lift, you might have to put it right down, but I want to see you still going to touch them so that there's a follow through.
Good point, extremely. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Makes total sense. If you own a horse, you probably own at least one dog. And I don't know if you've noticed, it's been a bit chilly lately. So what's good for that? I'd say some indoor games. Here's Neil. The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
As the nights are getting longer, how about playing a game with your dog where you hide some treats around the house and have the dog go find them? Sounds corny, but actually the dogs have a lot of fun, and you'll get a little bit of peace and quiet as you send your dogs rummaging through the house to find the treats that you've hidden. Just remember to hide them somewhere where the dogs can get. Don't put them on top of the closet or something. So have fun with your dog, put some treats around, and enjoy these dark nights as they are approaching us.
Neil, Ocala Dog Ranch, check them out. Lots of great activities there for your dog. We're now switching it up a little bit. We actually have an unexpected little add-on to the show, but I felt like it was appropriate, timely, and needed. We have been sharing quite a bit lately. Florida Beach horses, we've sort of fallen in love with them and what they do and how well they take care of their horses. And of course, they had some repercussions from the hurricane down in the Mayaca City area. They then had a horrible horse trailer accident, and we did a lot with the sharing the GoFundMe for that and really just kind of sharing that whole situation. They did so much to help their horses get back to health. They did lose Hoss, a wonderful horse of theirs. Very sad about all of that. And we've been sharing that with you on the show. We have asked Ashley to join us by phone today for the Horse Talk Show because we want to hear about the situation, not just with Cloud, their horse, but also something that everybody needs to be aware of and big concern. Ashley, thank you for being with us again on the show, especially at last minute, asking you to join us. We really appreciate that.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Ashley, tell us a little bit about Cloud. Cloud is one of your beautiful horses. We've shared the photos on social media. Really, really beautiful, sweet horse. Tell us a little bit about what's going on right now.
So Cloud, we've had her for about 11 years now. She was one of our rescue mares that we received from an overbreeding facility. She came to us pregnant. She unfortunately lost her baby, and we almost lost her at the time. She came through it. We've had her over, like I said, for 11 years. So she became a beach horse, and she's great at her job. She's one of our best swimmers. She's a sassy girl, but she definitely loves her job. She loves to cuddle you in the water and stuff. Unfortunately, on Friday, we noticed that she was missing from the pasture. And she is in a back pasture, so you'd have to definitely get through some gates to, like 2 or 3 gates to get to her. But she was with some other horses that were in the pasture. And I say other horses as in like 8 other horses probably. And again, you have to get through other gates, and there's other horses even before that. So at first we just had no clue if she was just loose, lost somewhere, or if she was stolen. So of course we searched. There was no fencing down or anything. We searched and searched. There was no sign of her just getting out from our fencing. But of course we still looked everywhere because we lived in a very rural area. So there's a lot of pastures and acreage and stuff around us. And we checked as much as we could with 2 drones and even a 3rd drone with a thermal on it. And we unfortunately have had no luck over the last few days. We rode on side-by-sides and even horseback, and we've had no sign of her being around, no manure, no hoof prints, nothing. So at this point, we truly feel that she has been stolen. Again, there's even no signs of that, but when it comes down to everything, when you think about it all, it just really feels like she's been taken from us.
That is heart-wrenching. It's actually heart-wrenching to even consider a horse being missing in any way, shape or form, obviously, and just to even think that that is the case is terribly, terribly sad. And I know that there's a lot of people out looking, searching, hoping to find her. And we just wanted to help you get the word out and share that to our listeners so that anybody in that area of Mayaca City could be aware of that, know about it. And maybe somebody saw something, heard something. We're just hoping for some clues. And I know that there is a reward for any clues that lead to finding her, right?
Yes, there is. We put up a $10,000 reward to help get her. I mean, someone has to know something, solve something of some sort. I mean, it's just insane. I don't understand how any of it happened. We're still just very shocked and clueless about it all, but there's definitely a reward to get her back. I mean, she's not just a horse to us. She isn't just a horse that works for us either. She's our family. Like, this girl doesn't deserve this. She just went through a horrible trailer wreck, and she deserves to be home being treated and cared for and loved for. She hasn't even been reunited with Sparkles yet. And that's just another thing that devastates us, because they're best friends and everything that they've been through. It's very heart-wrenching. And just to think, if someone did steal her, a lot of people don't even think that's a thing. And it
is
another thing that needs to be more broadcasted out there, that people do this, and there needs to be more awareness and stuff as well, that this is a possibility and it happens to people. It's been happening for years.
It really has, and it's been a horrific thing for people who have, you know, experienced finding the horse after it was taken. It's been absolutely horrific, and I can't even imagine, honestly, but there really is an industry that is, and it's hard for me to even imagine anybody could do such a thing or could steal somebody's horse. I can't wrap my head around it, but it does happen, and we hope that's not the case, obviously, in this situation, but we do want to really raise awareness for that as well, because, you know, I hate to say it, but you need cameras, you need lights, you might need a guard. You know, you think your horse is safe in a stall. It's not always the case. Sometimes it's just much easier to take a horse from a stall than it is from a loose pasture when it's running around and you've got to try to catch it. So, you know, people can take the greatest precautions and still it happens.
And that's why every time.
Exactly. I mean, even just a few years ago, back in, I think it was Palmetto Ellington, same thing to that show horse on camera, and they still did it. I mean, there's still ways that people get around it and stuff, but unfortunately, the last month or so, we've had, because we're right next to a dairy, so it's the first time this has ever happened, but the last month there was a circus that was set up there. And so, not pointing fingers or anything, not saying the circus owners did it or anything like that. We've spoke with them as well, but people that work for them, there's 160 plus people over there, and he doesn't know all of his workers as well either.
No, of
so
course
it's just a lot of people are, you know, thinking that maybe it's someone. Because, again, we've had a lot of people, even neighbors, say that's how they're watching our horses constantly. So just...
Ashley, I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt you. I'd love for you to finish up what you're saying, but we're going to keep sharing for you. We do have to wrap up on the show. We are in the last few seconds. But listen, our prayers and thoughts are with you, and we're going to keep sharing and trying to help bring Cloud home.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being with us, Ashley. We're going to wrap it up. Whether you're in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world, or not, happy horsing around.
See you next week.
Until next time.